Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students, to your reading. Today is your 9th lecture, and in this class we will have the following elements. Skimming for the topic and main ideas. We will have a kind of short passages or paragraphs, and we will decide the topic and the main idea. Then we'll be having a vocabulary previewing. We have a list of vocabulary, and I want you to understand the meanings and how to use these vocabularies, because in your final exam you'll have a list of questions regarding these vocabularies we have taken. And then we will going to talk about reading a passage. We will read a passage together. First of all, skimming for the topic and the menu idea. Read these paragraphs quickly. Do not worry about the details. When you finish, write the topic and the main idea of each paragraph. Okay, let us read the first line and maybe the last line of each paragraph, and we will decide the topic and the main idea. A. Not very long ago, when people needed to find a job, there were several possible steps. So, here is going to talk about several possible steps. The topic is called about steps to finding a job. Steps of finding a job. And the main topic, there were several possible steps to find jobs not very long ago. So we just read the first line. From the first line we can decide the topic, which was about steps of finding a job, and also we have decided the main topic. There are several possible steps to find jobs not very long ago. So we just read the first line to understand the topic and the main topic. They, paragraph A, line 2. Let us read. They might begin with a look through the classified ads in the newspaper. The question is, they refers to what? They refers to people. It refers to the people who were looking for a classified ads to find a job. So as you can see here, if you want to decide the topic or the main topic of any paragraph, you need first to read the first line of each paragraph. In the first line of each paragraph, you will get the topic and the main topic, the main idea. هذه معناها main topic, main idea. And if you want to check a pronoun reference, you need to go back and read. Okay? Let us read the first line. These days, job hunting is more complicated. The first step to determine what kind of job you want, which sounds easier than it is, and make sure that you have the right education for it. The topic was about job hunting steps nowadays. Job hunting. And then the main idea, job hunting has become more complicated these days. So it has become more complicated. Just the first line can define the main topic. So the topic was job hunting steps nowadays, and these days job hunting are more complicated is the main topic. So the rest of the paragraph actually is describing, is giving you details about the topic and the main topic. So, as you can see in paragraph B, you need to read the first line as we have done in the first paragraph. And then you can decide the topic and the main idea. C. How do people learn about hot in your profession? How do they discover their dream job? Many people these days go to a career counselor. Before we move to C, let us do C now. So what is the topic? The topic is talk about a career counselor. If you read here, if you can read here, many people these days go to a career counselor. From this sentence, you will come to know that the rest of the paragraph is going to be about career counseling. What is the main idea? Also, you can find the main idea in the first or the beginning of the paragraph. In some countries, job hopping has become so common that career counseling is now big business. So through the first lines, you can also define the main ideas. Sometimes the first line of a paragraph is actually not clear. So you need to read the second or maybe the third line to understand the main idea. So if you read, for example, only the first sentence, how do people learn about how to new professions? Do you think that you have got the main idea? Not yet. Because we have also a series of questions. The second question is, how do they discover their dream job? So what was the main idea? We don't know yet. Many people these days go to a career counselor. Okay, here we have kind of a change in the tune. In some countries, job hopping has become so common that career counseling is now big business. Read the sentence after that. People sometimes spend large amounts of money for this advice. So for this advice. So right here in this sentence, from insane in some countries till big business, is the main idea. That job hopping has become so common that career counseling is now big business. Career counseling means those who are giving advices. To counsel is to give advice to someone. And that's why we call it counselor. Counselor, it means al-mustashar. Okay? Let us now go back and try to know where the word them to what refers. What does the pronoun them refer to? Well, it is in line 11. Here is 10, then it should be here, to learn about them. Okay? It's important to learn about them because one might be the perfect profession for you. So we need to read from here now. Rapid changes in technology and science are creating many professions that never existed until recently. It is important to learn about them. About whom? About the many professions. So them here refers to many professions. So again, you need to know that them agrees تتفق مع many professions في العدد. هنا جمع وهنا جمع. So when you actually search for the noun that this pronoun refers to, you need to look for plural nouns. لما تشوف them in a sentence and the teacher asks you to check or to decide the word of this pronoun that this pronoun refers to, you need to find plural nouns. Okay, if you look at this sentence, how many plural nouns we have? We have many professions and rapid changes. Okay, rapid changes. But here, them is refers to either rapid changes or many professions. But through the closest one was the many profession, هذا الأقرب. So you need to choose profession at many professions. فعادة ما يكون البروناون في حال when you do scanning عادة ما تكون قريبة the first one is the right one. Okay, so we have two plural nouns. أول واحدة كانت many professions and the second one was changes. So it refers to many professions. Also we have it in paragraph D, line 33. So here it refers, let me just erase this one. Here is we have 30. Everyone should be able to think. I'm having such good. Okay, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I guess you should check it by yourself because I can't find it here. Maybe in the other one. Okay, here B, C. So we're talking about D, right here. So after we read and decide the topic and the main idea of this passage, we will go back to check the pronoun. Okay, that was a little mistake. That's fine. D, after people have determined what their dream job is, they need to find it. The biggest change in job hunting these days is the use of the internet. So what was the topic? The topic was internet and job, a human being, and job hunting. It was the internet and job hunting. Okay, and what is the main idea of this paragraph? More and more job hunters are applying for jobs online. More and more employers are advertising job openings on their computer websites. So they are applying for jobs online. هذه هي اللي كانت So that was the more and more jobs online was the main idea. So as you can see here, we can find the main ideas of a passage in the first lines. Usually or often you can decide the main idea from the first line. But sometimes the first line does not give you a full answer. So if the first line was not clear, you need to read the second and the third line. The second and the third line. So more and more job hunters are applying for jobs online. We have the pronoun it in paragraph D. To what it refers. We need now to understand to what it refers. Let us see. It is line 33. The biggest change in job hunter these days is the use of the internet. Okay, more and more employers are opening their computer websites. Okay, I guess it should be right here. After people have determined what their job is, they need to find it. So it refers to job. It refers to job. Actually, it's 32 right here. So again, have you understood the main ways that we have taken right here? I used to read the first, second, and third line of each paragraph to understand the topic and the main idea. The topic is the general statement, the title. You can give a title for the passage. The main idea, what is the writer is saying, what the writer is saying, what does this passage say. E, so how does this work? A job seeker can reply to a help wanted notice on a company's website. This person can also post his or her resume page with information about education and work experience on one or many of the online job boards. The topic is online job hunting steps, and the main idea is job hunting nowadays is not what it used to be. Then in paragraph 36, among them, there are also several thousand job boards. Among them, it refers to job boards. So hopefully that these are clear for you now. Please try to do this exercise by yourself and try to understand the topic and to decide the topic and the main topic of each paragraph. After we have covered the first section of our class, how to use the skimming and the scanning, basically skimming, to decide and to identify the topic and the main topic, let us now come here and talk about vocabulary previewing. And in here we're going to you can find these vocabularies on page 123, page 131, page 135. You just can go back and try to do the exercises related to the vocabulary previewing. First of all, we have some new words right here, and the meanings is on the right side for these new words. The first one, harbor, and the harbor is actually one of the part of speeches. It's noun. Harbor is a place by sea for ships and boats. اللي هو الميناء. Gap. Do you have, before we discuss gap, do you have a harbor in your country? So what is it? You can call it now. Gap is also a noun. A space between things or a difference. Nutrient. It is also noun. It means very useful food. Obstacles means hindrances. Hindrances. معوقات. Benefits is also noun. It means advantages. عكسها disadvantages. Areas is also noun. It means places. Detective is also a noun. An inspector who looks for criminals. تحري. Look for is a verb. It means to search. Reduce is also a verb. It means makes less. Require is also a verb, and it means need or want. Astonish is also a verb, and it means to surprise someone. Excite is also a verb, and it means make happy. To excite someone, to make him or her happy. Relax. Relax means to rest. Relax means to rest. 14. Interests. It means concern or benefit. Challenge is a verb, and it means to stand against someone. I challenge you, it means I stand against you. Frighten is also a verb. It means to terrify, or make others feel afraid. This is what we mean by frighten. Hold back is a phrasal verb, and it means stop or prevent. Stop or prevent. This is what we call hold back. Alone is an adjective. It means away from others, or nobody with him or her. أنها الوحيد. So this is a very interesting list of new vocabularies, new words, and their meanings. I want you to understand the meanings of these new words. Try your best to memorize them. Try your best to do the exercises. The following questions will help you to use these new vocabularies in sentences. Let us start now with the first sentence. The word is the closest in meaning to the word surprise. Terrify, challenge, laugh, astonish. The word astonish is the closest in meaning to the word surprise. بينما terrify معناها frighten, challenge معناها to stand against, laugh معناها to smile loudly. Okay? معناها يضحك. Number 2, if you go to, you will find many boats and ships. هنا find is missed. You will find boats and ships. If you go to the harbor, you will find boats and ships. وين نجد البوتس and ships؟ في الهاربر. لكن ما نجدهم في الهوسبيتال اللي هو المشفى أو المستوصف أو في الأوفيس المكتب أو في المطعم. هذا كله خطأ. We find it in the harbor. The word need is the closest in meaning to the word question, visit, require, or invest. So the word need means question معنى يسأل, visit يزور, require يطلب أو بحاجة, وinvest يستثمر. So the answer is C. The word need is the closest in meaning to the word require. The phrase a space or distance between two things or persons is called what? A building, a street, a wall, or a gap? It is called a gap. A gap is a space or distance between two things or persons. This is what we call gap. Okay? Hopefully you get it. Also we have here number 5. The word is the closest in meaning to the phrase make less. Make less معناتها reduce, widen, require, worsen. why دي معناتها يكبر أو يعرض. require يطلب معنى need. worsen يزداد سوءا. reduce معناتها to make less يقلل. Number 6. Most people prefer to by the sea coast to relax, test, work and type. To test is to do exam, to work is to do physical activity, and type is to use your computer keyboard. To click on your computer keyboard means type. So the most suitable answer is A. Most people prefer to relax by the sea coasts. The word hindrance or hindrance is the closest in meaning to the word questions, obstacles, facilities, stories. Questions mean أسئلة, right? To questions, to wonder about and answer. Facilities are are some tools to use to facilitate something. Stories, as you understand, what does a story mean? قصة. So the answer is obstacle. Obstacles mean hindrance, صعوبات أو معوقات. The phrase an inspector who looks for criminals is called a detective, astronaut, teacher, servant. Teacher is a professor, astronaut the one who is interested with the moon, with the space, and servant اللي هو الخادم. So what is the best word for this phrase? An inspector who looks for criminals is a detective. Detective اللي هو التحري. So by here we have talked about, we have covered two main sections. The first one was the vocabulary. Before the vocabulary, we have how to skim to find the main idea, right? How to find the main idea for a passage, and then the vocabulary. And now let us read the following passage, and you can find this passage on 130. Let us read this passage so quickly and try to understand what it's saying. Travelers who return from a vacation often answer the question, "How was your trip?" by saying, "Ah, it was out of this world." By this idiom, they mean, of course, that their trip was amazing or wonderful. However, people will soon be able to use this expression literally, but it will be expensive. Already, it's possible to go through the same training that astronauts go through. Just go to Star City, Russia. In addition to astronaut training, it's possible to experience one of their space adventures. On one of these, for example, you can enter a special plane that gives you the feeling of weightlessness that astronauts experience several minutes of zero gravity. Gravity is the force that keeps us on the earth. Two private individuals have already spent a week at the International Space Station at a price of $20 million each. Imagine. Two private individuals have already spent a week at the International Space Station at a price of $20 million each. Both of them means $40 million each. A number of companies are now planning projects to commercialize the space in various ways. For example, a California company, Scaled Compositors, and a British company, Virgin Galactica, are working on the creation of reusable vehicles that could carry passengers in the near future. Even the Hilton hotel chain is considering building a space hotel. The main attractions will be the view of the Earth, the feel of weightlessness, and the chance to take a hike on the moon. It goes without saying that the price will also be out of this world. Well, that was a little bit a long passage, so let us answer the following question. What do the travelers who come from a vacation say about their job? We were sick. It was a long trip. Oh, it was out of the world. Oh, nice trip. So the answer was, oh, it was out of the world. It's wonderful. The underlined pronoun it in line 2 refers to answer, question, trip, and word. Let us go back to line 2. Oh, it was interesting. So here it talks about what? About the trip. So the answer is, it talks about the trip. Which of the following is the closest in meaning to special? Strong, enjoyable, public, private. Special معناتها private. Literally means word by word, stay alive, unreal, wonderful. It means word by word. How long does it take to give you the feeling of weightlessness? 2 weeks, 3 minutes, 1 hour, several minutes. I will leave this answer to you. I will leave this question for you. You need to go back, try to read the passage, and understand the meanings of these words. Understand the meanings, the answers, or answer the question. Just simply answer it. How long does it take to give you the feeling of weightlessness? 2 weeks, 3 minutes, 1 hour, several minutes. You go back to the passage and try to find the answer. The underlined pronoun there, 3, in line 3, refers to amazing trips, people, travelers, the vacation. I will also leave this pronoun reference question to you because I have done one. So you need to go back to the passage and find the answer. It is clear that a trip to space is expensive, tiring, public, dangerous. So it is very expensive. It costs someone $20 million just to get into the space, to have a trip into the space. Do you have a $20 million? I hope so. So you will be able to go to the space, to have a trip to the space. How much did the two individuals who stayed a week how much did the two individuals who stayed a week at ISS pay? How much they would pay? They paid 20 million, 40 million. It was a free. I don't think so. Nothing's for free. At $10 million, well, each one paid 20 million. 20 million multiplied by 2, it means $40 million. The most appropriate topic of the reading passage is California company traveling into space, amazing expression, Galactica actually traveling into space. The main idea of the passage is trip to the sea is wonderful. It is very cheap to go to space. Space traveling is now possible. No one likes to travel into space, which means space traveling is now possible. Finally, after we have we have covered the 3 or 4 main sections. The first one was previewing vocabulary, and then we have a reading passage, and before that we have an exercise how to skim for the main idea. Please do all of these exercises again and again, and try to contact me at my email aalmaani@kfu.edu.sa. Thank you so much for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.